All right, everybody. Hello. My name's Thor Young, moderator at BBT. I'm actually doing my 1 o'clock session in the chat room, and I thought I would go ahead and I might post this to YouTube, so I thought I would go ahead and record it now, just in case I do. So I wanted to talk about an issue I had today, which is an issue I don't often have, right? But I had it today, and I wanted to talk about the factors that went into it. All right, and I think it's kind of a fun thing to talk about. So I'll pull my screen up in just a second, Paul. Thanks. So the issue I had today was a lack of conviction. So and what I mean is I was talking about this with Jay the other day, which is, someone said, "How are you confident?" And I say I'm never confident, right? Because that's an emotional state. I just have strong conviction in my process, and I believe it's going to work, and I believe that what I'm reading, right, so it is, generically going to be right, and I gotta go with that because that's my edge, right? So I'm gonna start off with Apple. I traded a few different tickers today, a lot of really good trades actually, but I want to show you the issue that I had here with a lack of conviction. So in the pre-market, and I don't know if anyone saw, but I was talking in the chat and I was saying one thing I really don't like about today is these are my days I normally lose a lot of money because the market has already rallied with the SPY for the entire, basically stocks like NEO and these other stocks, they'd basically already done an entire day's move in the pre-market. Right, and what happens is that you just kind of get suckered into that, and you just really think, man, I'm gonna go. I don't want to miss out. So as soon as this thing opens, I just want to get in this thing, right? So that tends to be my natural instinct. So I decided today I was going to break that pattern in me, right? So I decided today, because of this, I was going to look for shorts and weakness at the open, and take shorts against what I thought was a relatively uptrending market in the pre-market, because the rise itself wasn't on spectacular volume. It almost seemed like the market was squeezing a little bit for me. So anyway, a lot of the room was really active. A lot of people were going long on stocks, and I was looking this way. And look, so lack of conviction number one. Oh my gosh! Look at this beautiful short I took as we pulled back a little rising devil action here. And it pulled up here. I went short under the daily level, gave myself the loss of the candle, and for some reason, when this candle pulled back, I decided to move to break even. I don't know why. It's not something I normally do. And look at the move down I missed. Just, oh man. So that started with a bum out. Okay, so I did get this beautiful short off of previous daily level here on Apple. Got a nice partial. Got stopped out. Got back in. Covered, and but at that point, yeah, exactly, Jay, this is not me. Like I normally would rather just hold for the loss and just prove it, but for some reason I stopped out, and I think it's because the room was going long, right? Everybody in the room was, I'm getting long in this, I'm getting long in that. So now let me show you where my conviction held true. So SPY, I had a level here on NEO, daily levels right here, right, that I was paying attention to. So I went short here when it held the daily level, and then great partials, and then got stopped all out, and then went short again under the daily level. Big drop all the way to the opening price, and then I tried an ad, but got stopped. Right? So that happens. And then here's the mess up again. It came all the way back up to my level, and I went short, and I got stopped, and then I went short again, and then I decided to go out at break even, right? Because I just got all worked up again, just didn't have the conviction. And look, if I'd held that one, I missed that entire drop. And I was reading the price action just right. I could see the way the bid wasn't supporting, wasn't pushing. The rise was on mediocre volume. There was no initiation. This expansion attempt through the daily level had failed over and over and over again. I had so many things telling me I was going to short here, right? But once again, a little lack of conviction today crept in, right? So, some good ones that I got. I got a nice pop on Disney off the opening price. Stopped out, made me some money. Like I said, I got to gold today. I did a fun trade on Tesla, got a couple partials down, and then tried a little stop out. And then I tried doing some really low ads to get back in. That really didn't work very well, but it was fun. Two really good shorts on DKNG. So you can see here, my favorite, new 5-minute low with the cross of the 20 EMA, boom, partials to VWAP out. And then I did another one here when it started to fall off, got some partials and stopped at break even. So it wasn't just like it's not like I traded bad today, but in reality, I actually traded really well. So why the lack of conviction, right? On why not the trust in my reads? So I kind of wanted to throw that out there because I know often we just kind of show you all the good stuff. We don't show you kind of the mental turmoil that we're going through. And the issue I really have, and I kind of want to throw is make sure you're trading your plan, right? Make sure you're trading your edge and that you're not allowing, how do I say this? You're not allowing what you think is going to happen to dictate what's going. Go off of what's happening, not what you think is going to happen. We're intraday traders, right? We're interested in trying to make small moves that go in this. Who cares 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, right? We need to look at what's happening right now. RVR versus risk versus reward based on what's going on right now. Take partials when the market makes the money available to you because you know what it's doing right now, right? And then just go with that and stick to your plan. And for God's sakes, don't do what I did. 2 really huge money-making trades I could have had today. I ended up today at around 5R for the day, which is great. Could have been a 10R day, right? And I mean, and it's great that I made money, but I get disappointed when I don't follow the process, right? So, and exactly, and there's some points in there. If you have trouble like I did today, I actually had a little trouble because I felt like I was trading against the room a little bit, right? I mean, not just Andrew and Brian, but I mean the entire chat as a whole was very long biased, and I was saying in before, I don't like this. I'm going to be short biased, and I just wasn't with it. So, sometimes it might be valuable to actually, if you really are not feeling you're in agreement with things, either mute the room or, turn the volume down so that you can kind of focus on a little bit of other things just for a few minutes while you're letting things, shake out. But anyway, always learning opportunities to be had. No matter how good you get at this trading thing or how confident you start to feel. Sometimes you got to do these little mental checks. You got to step back and say, hey, those emotions are creeping back in, right? And we got a lot of classes with, Nada and, and everybody else are, they're all doing these really great classes on trying to help us like control ourselves and, and how we're doing these different things. And it's, so I'm trying to recognize that ahead of time. And one thing I really didn't like today was I had 2 really good opportunities that I missed only because I had a lack of conviction, right? I had a lack of ability just to execute. Because if those trades had stopped out, what would have been the big deal, right? If I had stopped out, I would have just logged that and I would have journaled it and I would have said, okay, so if this is happening and this is happening, I don't re-short, right? So exactly, Jay, I didn't believe in my process today, which is very unusual for me, right? I talk about that emotional variable and how important it is to keep that out of the trading. And I think I let it get to me a little bit today. I think innately, Chris, I was a little unconfident because the way the pre-market looked most of the days when I lose money are on days where the pre-market looks like it looked today, where you have a rallying pre-market kind of on like a quasi good catalyst, like consumer numbers or something like that, right? So, and it's kind of rallying, but it's not rallying with a ton of volume, and basically everything's already moved what you expected it to move for the day. So it really makes it really difficult for me to assess where value is. So, so I think I was actually a little nervous going into the day only on that premise alone, which is I was like having some like, mental stuff going like, yeah, these are the days I got pinched. What makes me mad is I recognize that, or mad and happy, right? What are you going to do? I recognized it, and I said, these are the days I get burned. I'm going to look the opposite direction this time. I'm going to look in the mirror, and I'm going to say, what don't you do this time? Okay, this is what you don't do. And then I executed it perfectly, and then I didn't have the conviction to go with my execution. So always evolving, right? At least this time I recognized it. This wasn't a max loss day. These are the kind of days I easily end up in a max loss. So I'm so happy that I recognized this kind of a day for me coming in. I'm just a little disappointed because I didn't execute. So we'll get there. But anyway, I'm going to kill the recap on this one for Push. And then everybody, thanks for listening to the rant and on that. So keep it green, y'all. Thanks.